Anas. In this video, I'm going to talk about the training process. Training is a systematic and organized process which involves imparting of special knowledge and skills to the employees in order to enable them to contribute effectively to the work which is assigned to them and ultimately also help in achieving the goals of the organization. So, therefore, as we know, since we call a training process as a systematic process because certain steps have to be followed one after the other. Now, basically, an employee is trained in the organization to achieve the goals of the organization. Therefore, the starting step in the training process is identification of the organizational objectives and strategies. Now, an assessment of the organization's objectives and strategies basically refers to an assessment of the goals of the organizations and the plans which the organization has made to achieve the goals. So, basically, an assessment of the organizational objectives and strategies helps the trainer to design an appropriate training program which helps in achieving the goals of the organization. So, basically, in this step, an assessment has to be made regarding the kind of business the organization is currently in, the level of quality which the organization wants to provide for its various products or services, and all these related questions all these related questions have to be ascertained so that the organization can ascertain the strengths and weaknesses of the human resources of its organization. So once the assessment of the organizational objectives and strategies is made, the next step is determining the training needs. Now, training needs basically refers to, there are various sources from where we can actually identify the training needs. Like analyzing certain problems which the organization is facing can help in identifying the training needs which the employees require in order to overcome those problems or solve those problems. Then even sometimes we get the organization gets requisitions or requests from supervisors and other managerial staff who try to give a feedback to the trainer regarding the training needs of the employees. Sometimes even interviewing the employees will help in identifying the training needs of the employees. Now, generally in every organization, periodically performance appraisal is conducted. Now, performance appraisal is a technique through which the performance of an employee is assessed. The way the employee is performing the job is reviewed in a performance appraisal. So, if in the performance appraisal, if the feedback which is there for the employee is bad, then it means that the employee requires training in order to improve their skills and improve their performance on the job. On the other hand, if the performance of the employee is good, it means that the employee may not need a rigorous training program. So, since training is given to employees not only when they join the organization, but also to employees who are already present in the organization. Generally, we give refresher training to enable the employees to adapt themselves or become acquainted with the latest techniques or changes in the business arena. So in both the so whenever performance appraisal is conducted for the existing employees, it helps in ascertaining the training needs of the employees. Sometimes even questionnaires are given to the employees to collect information to identify the areas where the employees require training. So these are the different ways through which the training needs of the employees can be determined. Once the training needs of the employees are determined, the next step is establishment of the training goals. Now, once training goals must be established so that once the training is given to the employees, the performance of the employees must be compared to the training goals. If even after giving the training, the training goals are not achieved, that means the training program was defective. So, in order to assess the effectiveness of the training programs, goals must be set, and further the goals must be tangible and measurable so that they can be easily measured. Now, generally setting of goals is easy in the cases where skills training is involved. So, like supposing we are imparting training to the employees to improve their skills so that they increase the rate at which they are manufacturing goods. So, earlier maybe before training, if the employee was manufacturing 100 units, but after giving the required training, the employee is manufacturing now 120 units. That means the training program was effective. So, like this establishment of goals helps in measuring the effectiveness of the training program. So once the training goals have been established, the next step is designing the training program. So the training program is generally designed by the trainer. So the trainers who are chosen to provide training to the employees must be well trained, and the trainers must prepare sufficient support materials also, which should be handed over to the employees even after training, and decisions regarding the training period, the method of training to be adopted for different types of employees are all involved in this stage. Further, once the trainees are the trainers are selected for giving training, the trainers must be clearly elaborated regarding the organizational goals, so that the training modules are designed to achieve the goals of the organization. The next step after the designing of the training program is the implementation of the training program. So during the training program, the first the trainer should try to make the trainees, that is the employees, feel comfortable. Then the trainer should firstly emphasize the importance of a training program, and the trainer should also clearly emphasize that a training program can be effective or productive only when the trainees contribute effectively or take active participation during the training program. Further, even live presentations wherever possible should be made during the training program, and usage of electronic gadgets like projectors and other equipment should be adopted to make the training program attractive and participative. And sometimes the trainees should also be asked to repeat the demonstrations in order to assess whether the trainees have clearly understood the training program. So once the implementation of training program is done, then evaluation of results, that is a follow-up must be done. So basically in this stage, the effectiveness of the training program will be assessed. So trainees may be put to work or they may be asked to do actual work, and based on the actual work which is done by the trainees, then or the employees, then the performance and based on the performance which they execute at their workplace, an evaluation will be made regarding the training program. So if after giving the training program, the performance of the employee has drastically improved, that means that the training program was effective. Whereas even after giving the training program, if the performance of the employee remains the same, that means the training program is not effective. So basically, these are the different stages which are involved in the training process.